Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Eric Benet. You know I got soul.com.
Hey, Eric.
What's going on?
Everything's cool. How are you?
Life is wonderful, sir. Life is wonderful.
That's great. I enjoyed I was at your listening party last night. I enjoyed that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was real cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to make it there.
Yeah, definitely. And, thanks for taking the time for this interview. We appreciate it.
Well, my pleasure, man. Absolutely.
Just want to start off talking about your new single, Real Love. Just give me some background on how you created the song and everything.
It was interesting. I asked, it's always been a dream of mine to release something independently, have my own label. And I saw an opportunity earlier this year, when Warner Brothers was going through its, its little stop to be whatever situation it was going through, and I kind of asked if they would graciously let me out of my contract at that point, and I'm very happy that they did. I'd also just hooked up with a new management company, Primary Wave, and basically between myself and Primary Wave, we were like, well, now is the time, if ever, for me to have my own label. So instead of waiting for, waiting maybe a whole year to go into the studio, record a whole record, figure out what the single is and this, that, and the other, I just decided to go into the studio right away and, make a song that was, classic Eric Benet in the sense of how it sounded, in the sense of it being this very personal and intimate kind of look into my life, and just kind of went in the studio and wrote Real Love with my cousin George, and the plan was, let's just release this song, let it do its thing on radio while I go into the studio and make the rest of the record.
Yeah.
And so far the plan is going beautifully.
Yeah.
People are really feeling the single. I've got an amazing start on this album, which definitely feels like the best work I've ever done in my life for a few different reasons.
Okay.
And so the album is going to be released in the spring of next year.
Yeah. Okay. And actually, that's something I was going to ask you about, your whole new label situation, because you mentioned it last night, now being independent. Do you foresee any major changes with the way you're going to be doing things? Now, you've been with Warner for so long. Now you're going to be, handling your own situation. What do you see there?
I feel like the major the major difference this time around is the joy of freedom. The joy of ownership, and the energy that infuses into the creative process and basically the whole campaign of the album itself.
Yeah.
Being in a major record company, it's always a situation where you're in competition with all the other artists that are there. No matter how much you love them and no matter how much camaraderie is there, it's like, okay, well, I mean, there's only so much of the financial, that can go around to support each artist, and everybody's kind of jumping up and down saying me. And this time around having my own label, it's so incredibly liberating and just a powerful feeling to know that I'm calling the shots. This is my situation, and then to make it even better, at the end of the day, I'm going to own the masters. Unlike some other record labels. So I mean, you can imagine that just infuses just so much energy into every aspect of the process.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something to be excited about. And now, your last album, Lost in Time, I love the album. It was like a throwback, sound to the 70s soul music. Do you see yourself going that route again with this album?
Well, Lost in Time, thank you, I appreciate that. Lost in Time was very much, a conceptual record where I really wanted to make this homage to the mid-70s, pretty much with every song on the record. And I think when you listen to all of my albums over the years, you can hear like an influence of the 70s, because I'm a child of the 70s. But with Lost in Time, I wanted it to just go a couple steps further and almost sound as if the recording was sound as if the record was recorded in the sense.
Yeah.
Now with the new record, I mean, I think me being who I am and me being, where my influences lie, you're definitely going to hear the 70s influences. But what I'm going to do differently this time is I'm just going to kind of hybrid it a little bit and foster it with more of a contemporary approach on some of the production and some of the songs. So it's going to be a nice little mixture. It's going to be something where those die-hard Benet fans are going to absolutely love, but it's also going to, pique the interest in the ears of, maybe some of the younger audiences out there that, always maybe like some of my songs over the years, but never really thought about buying an Eric Benet album. It's going to have definitely some contemporary elements in it.
Okay, cool. And one thing I know about Lost in Time, you had a bunch of great duets on there. Chrisette Michelle, Ledisi, Faith Evans. Do you see yourself doing more of those type of collaborations on this album as well?
Yeah, I would like to have a couple of collabs on the album. Right now, I'm at the point where I'm just writing the songs, and I have the foundations of the songs. And the only definite collaboration I have in the album right now is with my daughter, India.
Okay.
We have a song that we're going to do together. She's an amazing talent and incredible, voice, and trying to have no bias there, but it's the truth. And so maybe closer to near the end of the project, more of the songs are recorded. I'm sure, I'm gonna get collabed with somebody. It probably won't be as many collaborations on this record, but there will be one or two, I think.
Okay. Yeah, actually, your duet with your daughter, "Summer Love" on your last album, I love that song.
Thank you so much.
No problem. And now you had, another #1 single on this past album with "Sometimes I Cry." Do you feel like that puts any, pressure on you to match that again on this new album?
I've never really been that kind of artist that felt pressure from album to album that I duplicate anything. I think I kind of set yourself up when you approach a project that way. I just like to, I almost like to approach every album like it's my first one. I don't really have to compare anything. I just gotta open my heart up creatively and just, with every song on the record, just make sure I get those goosebumps. I get those giddy, excited feelings when I'm playing the master back, or the first time I put a vocal on it, and I play it back. If I feel all those crazy goosebump feelings, then I'll know, okay, this is ready.
Yeah.
I don't really have to, think in my mind, is it better than this, is it better than that? I just have to make sure that it feels good to me.
Yeah. No, okay, that makes sense. Talk about your recent performance on the Soul Train Awards, because I was reading on Twitter and a lot of your fans were raving about it. A lot of people say you did an amazing performance, and I agree. So, what was that like?
Thank you. It's always an honor to be asked by producers of Soul Train to be a part of a tribute or a performance. And it's one of those things where when you're asked, you just say yes, or I do at least, and then you find out, okay, what you want me to do.
Yeah.
It was, for me, it was Earth, Wind & Fire tribute, which was another honor. They took it another step further and asked me to sing one of my favorite Earth, Wind & Fire songs, Reason, which was a bit intimidating considering Philip Bailey, probably the best falsetto in the game, like sitting right there in the front row. But, it was great, being up there with two other great artists, Joe and Robin Six, and giving love to legends.
Yeah.
Earth, Wind & Fire. It was incredible.
Cool. I want to ask you about the film you starred in, over the summer, Trinity Goodheart. Do you see yourself getting into more acting like that into the future?
I'd like to. That was the first time that I actually had an acting experience where I felt like I really got something out of it, because I've been acting little things before in my career here and there, but I've never. For me, it was always it's just a matter of memorizing the lines and showing up and getting my spot right and getting in the lighting right and saying the lines. I mean, but this time around with Trinity Down, I actually got with an acting coach. I actually, did the work, developing the character and a lot of emotional scenes in the movie. And so this is the first time that I actually really felt like I got something out of it. Like I really enjoyed the process. And in saying that, I'd love to do it again. Fortunately, I'm blessed enough to, have a career where I don't have to just take an acting role just because it's offered to me. I'll do that again when it's the right part and it's the right situation and when I fall in love with it.
Yeah. All right, cool. And one last question. You got married over the summer and you're expecting a child now. For your fans, do you see yourself slowing down with music at any point and, developing into more of a family man, or can we expect the same type of, consistency from you music-wise?
I think as far as slowing down, I feel like it's quite the contrary. I just feel like I'm at this point in my life where there's so many blessings. I mean, when you have like a family love like that, for me, it just motivates me even more to like produce what makes me the happiest, and other than like being around my family, it's being on stage and making music. So it's quite contrary. I think you're gonna see more music projects for me, more projects in general, and just more.
Yeah, great. That's a great thing. And anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I just would like to say thank you to everybody for, supporting me and my music over the years. And please follow me. I'm at Twitter at Benet, EBENET, and my website at ericbenet.net. Keep up with my touring schedule and all that. And if you'd like to be a fan of Eric Benet, go to the True EB Fans site. That's TrueEB